Hi, I'm working from Macedonia.
Hi, I am working from Minsk, Belarus.
Hi, I'm working from Brazil and this is my city, Belo Horizonte. This is the university and the soccer stadium.
Hi, I'm Kat and I'm working from Madrid. And also in Madrid.
Hi, I'm Lutfi and I'm working from Malaysia.
Hello Scandiweb, this is Vinayak from Switzerland, enjoying a nice Sunday by the lake and the Alps.
Hello, I'm working from Tallinn, Estonia.
Hello guys, this is Toshe from Macedonia and right now we are in the center of my beautiful city, as you can see.
Hi, I work from here. It's my roof.
Hey, I'm George Azmadze and I'm from Georgia.
Hi, I'm working from Minsk.
Hey, I am Rasha and I want to welcome you to Georgian office. Hey, hello.
Hey! I hope you enjoyed the first video that you just saw. It was our little intro into this event to show you how it is to work in Scandiweb. Yeah, you saw that we have two offices here in Riga and then many people around the world. So, my name is Laura, I'm external HR.
And my name is Anastasia, I'm a social media and event manager in Scandiweb.
So today we will briefly tell you about what it is to work in Scandiweb, how to get here, what are maybe the struggles, what is the hardest part, what you are learning, and many other things. So if you have questions or something, feel free to write a comment in the YouTube channel, and I will also be checking the live stream, so I will be answering the questions. But yeah, I think let's start.
Yeah, I think first thing that we should talk about, you should tell us about, is what is e-commerce?
Yeah, I think that is usually the first question that everyone is asking, especially smaller kids who are just starting their career in IT and trying to understand what is happening. So e-commerce is, in a very short sentence, buying and selling goods and services on the internet. Very simple. So everything that you are purchasing on the internet, either it's machines, I don't know, some services or anything, it's e-commerce.
Yeah. No, I don't need to Google it.
No?
Okay, let's maybe talk about what was happening in Scandiweb during the last year.
Okay, yeah, that's a good topic because I think for everyone the last year has been very crazy and very interesting, and also for us here. I think we hired more than 200 employees, so we started to grow really rapidly. We also started to hire globally. We have people from Estonia, Belarus, Ukraine, Macedonia, Brazil, like many other countries around the world. So it's interesting how our company is growing, how the culture is changing, and how we can easily adapt and like see what is what. So that's I think one really interesting thing. Then I think switching to online office as well, as before, as most of the companies they were working in the offices, but now for us the online office is the first office, and we were really famous with our events, but they were happening here in the place. But we managed to create a really nice online culture with many events, discussions, different I mean, the events were so many games and open kitchens, wine tastings, different kind of interviews. There were many things, and I think everyone could find something for themselves. Also, one interesting thing was that we started to play around with robotics, and we purchased 2 robots. One is a small vector that is in the kitchen, and you can play with him, talk to him. And then the other one was Robot Dog, which is, I think, the next step, where you actually need to use programming language, need to set it up, need to play around, and it was also very interesting. So we are also taking this step and trying to understand, what is going on in robotics. Yeah, I think those are the top topics.
Yeah, like, sounds very cool. So many activities. What was your favorite one?
My favorite, well, I really enjoyed the online kitchen. That was very nice. Every Thursdays we had this online kitchen where we had colleagues cooking, and we used also this opportunity that we have colleagues from all over the world. We had Spanish food, Georgian food, I think Italian as well. Well, I won't remember all of them, but I participated in all, and it was really nice and interesting. And you play around with the foods, you combine different textures and seasonings, and it was super cool. Then we also had a discussion with sommelier, where we talked about the wines and what is a good wine, how to find it, and that was also interesting. I think those were my top things.
About this open kitchens, I must say that you were also hosting them, right?
Yes, I was making one by myself as well.
I will never forget this banana bread. I saved this recipe, now I'm making it like very out.
Oh, that's so nice. Thank you.
So delicious. But okay, let's get back to the work stuff.
Okay.
Maybe you can tell us about the departments in Scandiweb.
Okay. Well, recently we structured the departments, and in total we have 12 departments. Of course, in some departments there are less people and some more, but the main departments are project management, quality assurance, development, web development, and PWA development, growth marketing, art department, sales department, service cloud, server development, finance and legal development, HR team, office management. I think I may be missing someone else. Well, I hope I count 12, but if not, you can find more and also in our careers page. But today we will dive into more project management and quality assurance. Then we will talk more about growth marketing and our department, and then we will switch to development, where we will talk a little bit about web development and PWA as well. So that's a little structure also of our event.
It's gonna be interesting, more detailed.
Yeah, well, if you have some questions, feel free to write them in the comments. Also, our colleagues have prepared some questions, and we will have people joining from different departments, so they will share their experience, how it is, how they started, maybe what were the first things that they did in Scandiweb. So I hope it will be useful.
It must be. Okay, what interesting projects Scandiweb launched during the last year?
I want to say every project that has been launched has been very interesting. Many new projects coming in. Well, I think the biggest name or the most interesting for me was maybe Puma project. Scandiweb made e-commerce store for Mexican store, Argentinian store, and United Arab Emirates store from Puma. So I think that was something interesting, because those again are all over the world, different cultures, time zones, and everything. So it was challenging and interesting for teams to work there, and I think the results are also great.
Yeah, it looks very beautiful. Check the websites; they're really, really, really good.
Yeah.
Very nice. Okay, this is amazing. I think maybe you have something else to add to make up.
Well, actually, we are having a little giveaway later on as well, and we will be choosing from the ones who are signing up to event one lucky winner who will have a chance to visit our office. And also you will be also the one who is organizing a bit, so maybe you can tell more what is the final prize.
Yes, so the giveaway will be like this main huge prize is excursion into our 2 Riga offices, one in Old Town, another like city center as well. We have they're kind of our main offices. They're quite big, a lot of people, a lot of fun stuff. So follow our social media, Facebook and Instagram. There will be giveaways on both. You can participate. There will be rules announced later, and 4 winners will come and spend the day or half a day. We'll see with us in Scandiweb, having fun and checking how people are working and like kind of deepening in the culture and the work environment.
Okay. Yeah, so you will have a chance to visit the office, to be part of the team as well. I think we will prepare some activities as well, so
it will be definitely fun and intense.
Yeah, well, I think you will enjoy it as well. But okay, I think let's move to our project management section. And Eva, will you tell more about project management and quality assurance? See you there.
Hello everyone. Hello.
Hello. Sorry. Okay.
I hope that you can hear me well. I'm very excited to see that many of you consider becoming part of the best multinational e-commerce agency in the world. And my name is Eva, and I'm one of more than 400 global employees here at Scandiweb. I'm responsible for onboarding and training processes of our project managers and quality assurance specialists. And before my colleague Karina joins us to open the curtain to her story of becoming a junior project manager at Scandiweb, I would like to provide you an opportunity to hack into the job roles of quality assurance specialists and project managers. Because you might wonder, what do the project managers and quality assurance specialists actually do here at Scandiweb? Be it Puma, Jaguar, Levi's, the Metropolitan Museum. At Scandiweb, each project is led by our project managers, who are responsible for understanding projects' needs, goals, and technological solutions. Project managers also describe business and technology to the team, follow up progress and risks daily, as well as they launch projects and celebrate. Woohoo! If we talk about quality assurance specialists at Scandiweb, then I would say that quality assurance specialists are the ones who carry out tests to ensure that the created e-commerce websites meet the requirements and function as initially expected. This involves working on bug fixing in close cooperation with the project managers and developers before the product is dispatched and dispatched to the customer or the end user. And I believe you're listening and thinking, what is expected from me to become a junior project manager or a quality assurance specialist? First of all, I would like to say that we expect that you are ready to learn and absorb new knowledge. We also expect that, you have great attitude and willingness to learn new things, new web technologies. And last but not least, you have to pass 2 test assignments that are part of our recruitment process. These are tests, but at the same time, this is the point at which you start your training and educational program. And this was a little intro that I wanted to provide before my colleague Karina joins us. I can see that Karina has already woken up. By the way, Karina is from Brazil, and it's 6 a.m. in the morning in Brazil, right? Good morning.
Yeah. Good morning, Eva.
How are you? How has your day started? It's pretty early at your end.
Quite early, yes. The sun hasn't come up yet, really. The day is just beginning. But yeah, I'm good. Thanks. And you?
Great to hear that. Yeah, I'm good as well. Pretty excited to take part in this event. I also wanted to say thank you for being so kind and accepting my invite to join us on the couch, online couch, so early.
Sure. Yes. Thank you for inviting me. I'm glad to be here, and I am excited to share my experience with the people who are interested in joining Scandiweb.
Wonderful, wonderful. Before we continue or before we start, could you tell us a bit more about yourself, who you are, and what do you do here at Scandiweb?
Sure. Well, I'm from Brazil, as you said. I am from a city called Belo Horizonte, and I work remotely from here. Fun fact, we are in winter right now, but the days are usually like 25 degrees because it never really gets cold. And I've never seen snow falling or anything. But anyway, I work remotely, and something else I think it's interesting to mention about that is that I was worried about the time difference because I'm 6 hours behind Latvia, right? When I joined the company, I was like, okay, how is that going to work? But I have adjusted all the hours with my team, and it's all functioning well. I have a good flexibility when it comes to that. But so, as you said, I'm working as a junior project manager with one of our solutions called Scandi PWA. But I joined as a quality assurance specialist. The position I applied for was actually called QA with a possibility of growing further as a project manager. And for me, that was very much the case. I joined in the beginning of March this year. Then I went through the educational period, which provided me a ground basis to start working. And then I worked for a while in QA, like 1.5 months. And after that, I switched to the PM role. And let me see, so about some of the PM's responsibilities, my focus is to improve our internal product by doing regular releases of new versions and making sure that it is ready to be adjusted to the client's needs. The PMs usually work on projects, which means that they have Scandiweb on one side and the clients on the other side. So the clients give us their needs, and the PM is going to translate that into what actually needs to be done, right? And for me, it's a little bit different because, as I see it, my client is Scandiweb and our community. That's the overall idea. I think it's also interesting to mention some daily tasks of a PM. So every day we're leading the stand-up meetings with the team and managing the backlog of tasks with bug reports and feature requests. And then we're also creating the roadmap and updating it and sending invoices to the clients. And lastly, some platforms we use Slack, Jira, GitHub, and Notion, I can mention.
Mhm. Thank you for sharing, Karina. You already mentioned that you actually joined Scandiweb as a QA. So could you also share an insight into how a typical working day of a quality assurance specialist yeah, looks?
Of course, the QA's main goal is to ensure the website is working as it should. They are like inspectors, and what they do is really important because they will make sure that the site looks well, that it works as expected, and that the user experience is smooth. So some tasks that the QAs do on a daily basis is writing test cases, where they describe what, like step by step, the actions that need to be performed to check something, and they say what is the expected result. And then when you have those test cases or guides, you can move on to testing the sites. If any bug is found, they will report it on the platforms like GitHub or Jira. And after the developer has come up with a solution for it, the QA will test it too.
Interesting. Thank you for sharing. Yeah, also how a typical day looks for a quality assurance specialist, as you have yeah, experience from both sides. And I'm pretty sure you also had some first impressions when you just joined Scandiweb. Could you share those as well, please?
Yes, I did. My culture is quite different from most of the people in Scandiweb, and I thought that it might be a bit of a shock at first, but I felt really welcome when I joined. The HR team is very, very sweet, and I had a solid learning process before I was assigned to a project. And after that, I had mentors who taught me like the more specific stuff. So I constantly felt challenged and supported at the same time. Besides that, another thing that was strong in my first impressions was that I thought it was pretty cool how we have many activities that I can participate even though I'm not at the office physically because they are held online. So like quizzes on Fridays, online yoga, and talks to the specialist. It's really cool.
And how do you currently feel at Scandiweb? Does your current perception differ from your initial impressions? And yeah, is your role what you thought it would be?
After these months, I can see that Scandiweb is growing really rapidly, and I think this is very good for those who are joining us now because it means that there is plenty of opportunity and room to grow. I, for example, didn't imagine that my role would include some marketing related tasks, but I have recently gotten a new responsibility as partner and community manager of Scandi PWA. So now I'm also managing the contact with partners, newsletters, and some social media stuff, for example.
Congrats on acquiring new responsibilities.
Thanks.
I also believe you have a lot of stories you could share from your last 5 months you've spent at Scandiweb. Yeah, what have been your best experiences so far?
Best experiences. From which perspectives should I say that? Like from a professional or more company culture wise?
Feel free to share stories from both perspectives. Would be interesting to hear.
Okay.
Professional stories and also the fun stories. But yeah, sometimes the professional stories could also be the fun ones, right? So
yeah,
feel free to share whatever you would like to.
All right. So professionally, my favorite moments, like best experiences so far, are the releases. Because with every release, our goal is to improve the team and fix bugs, have new features, and improve the user experience. So after some days of bug fixing and QAing, our team can finally wrap it all up and do the release and say to the company and to our community. Hey, here is a brand new version of Scandi PWA. Enjoy, and it is refreshing, you know. And now some things that I have been excited company culture-wise are, you know, of course, the co-workers from Latvia, they enjoyed a big festival some weeks ago. And people from the other countries, they also had a chance to plan their own Scandifest. So I have organized one from Ion, and it's going to happen in a few days. I'm going to go paragliding. So that's going to be very nice. I'm very, very excited about it.
Amazing. Thank you very much, Karina, for opening the curtain to your story. And thank you, everyone. It was very exciting to share. And we are looking forward to welcoming you as our new colleagues. Thank you. I think
thank you. Yeah, right. Just want to say if anyone has any questions, feel free to find me on LinkedIn and I'll be happy to answer. Yeah, thanks, Eva.
Thank you, Karina. Thank you.
Welcome back in the office. Here I have a new guest next to me. Tell me a little bit more about yourself.
Hey guys, I'm Dana. I work in growth team here at Scandiweb, specifically search engine optimization.
Yes, so Dana will answer lately on my questions, but maybe I will briefly tell you 2 sentences about our growth marketing team. Basically, they are covering many areas of digital marketing. As Dana mentioned, search engine optimization, conversion rate optimization, user experience, digital analytics, and paid marketing. I think I mentioned all of them. They are working with 2 types of clients, the ones that are internally and also providing services to external clients. Dana, the first question maybe to you, how did you find Scandiweb and why you decided to join us?
I think that for me, it wasn't about finding Scandiweb, it was just a lucky, really accident. I bumped into this Facebook ad that my friend posted, and at that point I just had returned from Southeast Asia. I knew that I wanted to work in tech company, but I had no skills really, and I had no clue what exactly it is that I want to do. And this SEO kind of seemed like a bit of both worlds. It was both tech, it was both also creative work. So I just tried my hand out during the exam, and I found out that I really liked the opportunity to work here. And I think 4 days later, I was already starting my education process. So it happened very quickly, and yeah, it was a very grand experience.
Okay, maybe you can tell me how long you have been working in Scandiweb.
Actually, it's almost 1 year.
Oh,
2 weeks off of 1 year, so it's been a wild ride.
Cool, amazing. And maybe if you remember your first days in Scandiweb, how was it starting? Did you start in the office or remotely? Maybe tell the first experience here.
So for me, I started working at the office, and I think that the first days were very laid back. I had no experience working in office whatsoever, so for me it was like very important that it wasn't stressful at all. So you start working together with one of the HR specialists. They onboard you, they show you around the office, and then slowly you start learning about internal processes, educational things as well. And as I had no experience in SEO, I started my edu process. What is SEO really? And then kind of just slowly you get assigned some tasks from your team leads. You have this mentoring process that you go through, and you start learning about SEO more.
Okay, nice. Great experience also that you had. I believe you had some basic knowledge at the beginning, right? Or you came as a fresh page, you had the passion, motivation, and like we saw it in you, and then you're here, right?
I think it was lucky that my course mate knew like my work kind of ethics, so she kind of believed in me and allowed me to just like learn and prove myself there. And yeah, I started from nothing really.
Okay.
Just I had a vague knowledge, like a maybe description of what SEO is, but I had no like deeper knowledge.
Okay, maybe you can tell what did you do before joining Scandiweb. You mentioned Southeast Asia, something like that. It's already sounds interesting.
Okay, so yeah, that was my eat, pray, love trip, I guess. But like before that, I worked in tourism, and what made me think that I want to work in tech was that it was such a struggle to like do the same things every day. So I wanted to make this process more automatic, and that made me start and research like these property management systems, all these things that could help us maybe like show up in Google first. So I had like vague knowledge about the things that I wanted to do, but
you had curiosity about
I
it.
had curiosity, but no general knowledge.
Okay, so maybe you can tell now, as a search engine optimization specialist, let's call you like that, what is your daily life? What are you doing? Maybe some main tasks? How is your day looking here at Scandiweb?
Yeah, so previously my life was very dynamic, as you said. I traveled a lot and I met a lot of new people, and that's what I like about this job here as well, because every day is different. So one day you could be, well, here, and just kind of providing more info about SEO. One day you would be fully immersed in like client meetings, telling them about your strategies of the work you have done. Then it can be just in general research, day for research, where you're looking at your clients' competitors, you're doing keyword researches, and then I also like to try my hand out in new things. And in growth team, I think we are allowed to do so as well. So if you want to design a landing page, here you go. Here are the tools, the information that you need, and you can do that as well. For me, I like to creative writing. I like SEO copywriting, so I'm doing that as well. So really, every day is completely different for me, and that's what I love about it. It never gets boring.
Oh, that's super cool that you also have the chance to grow as a professional, learn something new. Really nice. Maybe you can share some experience that you have found the most challenging, maybe some struggles. You have been here for a year, so what has been the hardest so far? Maybe how you overcome them?
I would say that the most challenging part for myself was to kind of get out of my comfort zone and try these new things, and to not be afraid of new situations and new challenges. And for me, even like this is a challenge, talking in front of people and being online. So I think, you know, this is the biggest growth that I've seen for myself professionally and personally. Just challenging yourself and growing as a person. And Scandiweb is a great place where to do so. I think you would
yeah,
agree, right?
I agree. Many things are happening here. You're trying so many things and you're making mistakes as well, but I think that's one of the best ways how you can learn as well and not make them. Then maybe one of the last questions would be, do you have some suggestions to the people who are considering to apply to growth marketing team?
I think in general we look for personalities and just people that are willing to put the effort in. So this is the only thing, just like try your hardest when you're applying for the position. We have these amazing exam tests that will straight away tell you what to expect from the work in the growth team as well. And everything else is just your personality, really. If you're dedicated to do this work, we're going to be here and backing you up.
Great, thank you, Dana. And then I will also tell a few sentences about our department, because I think they are going pretty close within growth marketing, as it's user experience and user interface. So our art department or design department, at the moment they are 12 people working together, and it's full of creativity, and that's the place where the best memes are coming from. And yeah, they are working on different e-commerce stores, creating designs for them. And also we have a really cool internal project called Green Pixel, and that's where the work in our department becomes really interesting, because you have a chance to work with the clients again from all over the world and work on different design projects as business cards, banners, posters, videos, animations. So it's, as Dani said in the marketing department, that it's very interesting and it's not every day like the same, and in our department is the same, that every day is different tasks are coming in, so you can really express yourself and find what you like the most. And okay, I think now it's time to move to our Google Hangout and talk about development team.
Hey, hello.
So I think we are waiting for another member to join, but for the time being, I think I will already start my little introduction. So hi everyone that's watching. I am Louise, and I'm also within the onboarding and education team, but focused on developers and also mentor coordination. So we have two amazing guys joining us today to tell a little bit more about, what a developer does within the company and give maybe some insights, maybe some tips and tricks on, how to best approach interviews and everything else. But before we kind of start that, Antonio, Roberts, thank you for taking, time off today to join the call. I really hope the project managers are going to forgive us for stealing you for like 20 minutes today. But I think let's start with a little bit of like an introduction. So who you are, maybe what background you come from, and, how long have you been within Scandiweb right now? Antonio, the floor is yours.
Okay, so thank you for having me. And I think the PMs are going to forgive us, no problem.
Good.
So I am Antonio. I come from I live in the Canary Islands in Spain. And I work as a React developer for 6 months already here. And my previous background, I was working in hospitality industry for years. I was just organizing congresses, and at the end it's kind of the same, because we are working in huge projects that at the first time they are just an idea, and after work they become real, and you see them in the real life, and the client is happy and the team is happy and everything. So I'm kind of in the same industry, but more into tech. I'm just working in projects that take a huge effort, but at the end are really, really successful. And I love it.
Perfect. Thank you. Robert, maybe you can tell a little bit about yourself.
So my name's Robert, and I'm here working here about 6 months, and I'm 21 years old, and I'm still studying computer science in university. It's going to be my third year now, and basically it's my first job, and it's really exciting to be here.
Amazing. Thank you, guys. So kind of, I think the questions already have been asked to like different positions, but we have to go through them as well. So let's kind of start with the first kind of thing, which is, how did you even decide that you want to apply to Scandiweb? And then how also was the whole application process? How was the technical side? How was the interviews, everything else? Antonio, go ahead.
So for me, it was just luck. Basically, I was just applying for jobs, and then I got into Scandiweb. I read the text you have there for the vacancy. I checked the website, and I loved everything. The culture of the company seemed really positive, really encouraging, and I really loved it. And the process of application was a couple of months of back and forth, doing different tests, different technical tests. And but it was really enlightening, because I really learned a lot about proper professional development and what is expected to do for if you're a developer. But honestly, it was a pretty, and as Eva, I think she was the one that said it. Your training starts there, with the application. And actually, I loved it. Since I started doing the application until this moment, it has been like 8 months or something. It's been a very interesting experience.
It sounds like quite a journey, to be honest. And how was the whole test day? Because for React positions, we have, this hands-on test day with one of the senior developers. So maybe you can tell a little bit about that. How did it go and what exactly did you have to do?
So for example, I'm a front-end developer. I'm specialized in React. So they were testing me on that. And they asked me to build a carousel with no third-party libraries or anything, just by yourself. And it's the most complex carousel I've ever seen. I don't see these carousels on the web, So it was a challenging experience, honestly, and I learned a lot about React and JavaScript, and so it was good.
Thank you for sharing that. Robert, so you actually had a bit of a different journey because you were applying as a PHP developer. So maybe you can also give those insights. How did you even, find Scandiweb in the first place in Latvia?
Basically the story started when in the second year of the studying, we had to apply for an internship in university. So I started spamming all the companies in Latvia, and the first one to respond was Scandiweb, and they basically sent me a task to build a PHP application, two-page application with the front end and back end and database, and so it was a bit of challenge, but it was really interesting because I learned really interesting and new concepts, which helps me even today. And I was applying for PHP backend applications, and I created the page, and then it was the second, I think, interview when the senior developer did a review on my page, and we had a talk, and it seemed like he didn't even understand quite what was there, but it was working and everything seemed fine, so it passed through. And then Louisa, you reached out to me, and we started the education process.
Perfect. So two different journeys in a way, but at the same time, any developer goes through these two phases. With one is the test, and of course, the second is the test day. And then, of course, usually, or either two of my other colleagues from my team reach out to people, and then we start I would say, a bit out of the comfort zone journey with the education tasks. So let's kind of jump again, in that next stage. How were your first days within Scandiweb? Because, a lot of people have different experiences on how they perceive information, how they kind of, analyze it. And knowing that we have this educational program, and then, of course, a mentor joins after some time as well. How was it for you guys? How was the first week?
So for me, as I told that I'm a front-end developer specialized in React. So when I got into the company, I spent maybe 1-2 months learning a lot of different things, not React. I was exposed to Magento, to PHP, to database, to MySQL, to a lot of things. So what I guess is that they try to make every developer a full stack developer, or at least try to understand both parts of the world, so you are not just a specialist in front end. And it was challenging. It was really challenging. I think Luis knows it, because I was talking to her wow, this is challenging. But if I went through that, and everything was pretty good, and I've been already here for 6 months, and I think I will be here for a couple more times. So yeah, it was very, very challenging, but rewarding as well.
Perfect. Roberts, how was it for you?
So the education for me was, I would say, the same. It was really challenging. There were tasks which I was doing for a whole week. For a few tasks, there were 3 days where I couldn't even know the answer, couldn't resolve the issue. But yeah, there were mentor, which I could reach out anytime, and he luckily freed his time to to help me, but he didn't like show me do this and that. He just like gave me some info, some sites, some links, and yeah, basically I did. You need to do all by yourself with a little push from your mentor.
A little nudge in the right direction. That's how I can always say it. But yeah, so mentors, of course, we also try to like, I would say, assign them to people within like the first, 2 weeks. That's like, I would say, maximum amount, because then of course it stays with you until you are, more independent. And I know that with Antonio, it was also the case where the mentor reached out to me and said, I really cannot even help this guy anymore. He knows everything. So, cases like this can also happen. And, both of you are now within like 6 months mark. And of course, you are absolutely wonderful. You've gone through this education with flying colors. So now you are like, in your maybe first, second project. So maybe we can kind of dig into that. What is like your first project? And, what's like the big maybe milestone that you have achieved for yourself working with, these customers, these clients that you are with?
Well, in my case, I've been working in a couple of projects, two projects, and one of those that is the main project I'm working on just released 2 weeks ago, and now we are in a state that we are just fixing bugs, polishing, adding small extra features and stuff. So my day today is just I wake up and I have my manager have set up some tasks for me to do. If I have some doubts, I will talk to him or my teammates, my fellow devs, and yeah, just make sure to do as many tasks as you can at that day, and just QA and make sure that everything is polished.
And what was the project like, technical stack wise?
Okay, so yeah, mainly it was in both projects we're working with Next. I'm not working with PWA Magento. We are working in the two projects I'm working is just Next, React. And MySQL and things like that, but we're not working with Magento. But for example, it's so crazy because the first project I started is just NFTs. That is this weird crypto trend that is going on right now. We have to do a platform for bidding on NFTs. Like people were bidding money, and the winner just gets the NFT. So it was a really interesting project, and I learned a lot from it. For sure.
Awesome. Thank you. Roberts, what about you? Because I think now you are definitely within like probably 2 projects, if I'm not mistaken.
To be honest, like aside from Antonia, I'm working in a department called Service Cloud, which is basically the maintenance of the projects. So for me, it's not like 2 to 3 projects. Like for now, I have 7 different projects, but for some of them I'm working now, and some of them are in background, but in later they will be also active. So yeah, for now, like I have one major project which I'm working on right now,
and what's kind of like your daily life then? Because if you have 7 projects, there must be some kind of prioritizing.
Yes and no. Like there are like backlog of the tasks to do, but basically the project manager just assigns them, and then I'm free to choose whatever I feel to do. But in the end, you have to do them all.
Okay.
Yeah, and if you're gonna postpone some tasks, the manager's gonna go on to that. Please.
Awesome. Okay, guys. So I think kind of like last question from my side, at least, would be, what would you recommend for people who are either, starting their journey as developers, or who are ready to like kind of make that big, step into maybe changing careers? Because Antonio, I think you can comment on that side more, and maybe Robert, you can also say a bit more about, as a fellow student, what would you recommend for people to kind of maybe do in their extra time or learn extra time?
So I would say that you need to have a proper attitude for this. This is a very challenging position, but it's also a very good opportunity for you to grow. Here they value meritocracy over everything. For example, I came from a non-tech background, and I've been 6 months here, and I've already been rewarded by management because of my performance. So I would give you the advice I would give is put your seatbelt. This is gonna go crazy, and just enjoy the ride. Just try to do the best you can every day, and get Ubuntu if you're a developer. And yeah, that's it. Just go hard at this, because this is a huge opportunity.
Yeah, and I would say that the main thing for new developers would be to be persistent, because there will be a lot of roadblocks in the way in the journey. But the main thing you need to be is to be persistent, because otherwise nothing's gonna work out.
Thank
And
you
yeah,
for sharing that. Yep, go on, Robert.
and also for me, I was from the young age like tech savvy, and so there I had some insight about programming and technical stuff, but so it wasn't so hard for me to catch up, for example, on the Magenta and so on. But there were challenges, and the persistence just pushed me through it, and now here I am.
Now here you both are, and I'm really, again, just happy about, you both joining the team, and also I did have the pleasure to onboard you both, so I know the whole journey. And one thing also to mention extra, of course, that, in Scandiweb, we always try to kind of seek when a person is progressing or they notice progress within themselves, you can absolutely freely, reach out to the management and kind of be like, right, I see that I have done X, Y, Z, and I have grown and, perceive these multiple, information sources. And of course, then we plan what's the next kind of journey for you. And I can also say that with Antonio, and hopefully soon also Robert, you guys will also join the mentor community and also the evaluators community, because that's kind of like the next step up for, all the developers that join. If we see that it's something that you guys will also want to do, we also try to kind of perceive that as well. All right, guys, I think enough questions for today. Thank you both so much for taking the time and you jumping on the chat. If there are going to be some extra questions in the live stream afterwards, I might reach out to you both to kind of see if there's some technical things that you can help out with. But other than that, again, thank you and good luck with the rest of your working day. And thanks a lot for joining.
All right, thank you, Luis. Thank
See
you.
you soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Welcome back to the office. Here you can see that I am left alone. The main people, the main departments we already talked about. You listen to project manager and quality assurance specialist, Karina, who transferred from one department to another one. Then we had Dana here, who told more about growth marketing. And then just you listen to Antonio and Roberts, who talked more about development. And I noticed that we have a question about quality assurance. So person was asking, do you accept people for QA manual tester position with entry-level skills? And I want to say yes, that we hire them, but the most important part is that you are willing to learn, you are showing motivation, because when we are sending you the test assignment, it doesn't have a deadline. And if you don't have the skills, learn while you are doing the test assignment. We will see that you are passionate, that you are learning fast. We have several cases that a person had no idea what it is before they received the test assignment, and then they did maybe the test assignment for a month or two, but during that time they learned a lot, they did the research, they maybe did some courses on their own, and now they're working with us. So it is possible, just be motivated, be passionate about the things that you are doing. And yes, so if you have more questions, write down in the comment section below. I'll be also checking, but we are slowly getting to the closing words. And at the beginning, me and Anastasia, we were saying that there will be a little giveaway and the winner will be announced privately in the email. So during the next hour, I will send the lucky winner an email and giving the chance to visit our offices. Yes, then if you have more questions about the positions or something, already Louise had mentioned that the next step for developers is to go as evaluators and mentors. So we have a lot of growth opportunities within the department as well. Dana said that you have a chance to learn different part of growth marketing. Then for developers, you grow as developer from junior to senior, learning other skills as well. Then project managers, they are also learning to work with bigger projects and mentoring more people around. So there are so many options, and as you see, the company is growing really fast, and departments are getting bigger, and also the challenges are getting bigger. So it's never boring working here. Yes, if you maybe missed out the beginning or something, you will have a chance to listen to this later on as well. And we also have our career page, careers.scandiweb.com, and you can there see all of our open positions. You can follow departments. If you connect with us there, you always get the email when new position is up, so everything is there. I see new questions. What is preferred position for full stack developer? Usually you start as web developer. It depends on your skills, what you have been doing before. That's why we have those test assignments. We have technical interviews as well to check maybe what are the skills that you know, maybe what you are lacking, and then during this technical interview we will find the perfect place for you in the company. But as a full stack developer, I think you can start as web developer, and from there we will find a place for you. Few words about Magento system. It's a part of e-commerce. Maybe I don't want to go really deep in technical stuff. We will have a different maybe live stream about Magento. You can also follow our social media channel, as we are there publishing many different articles about what we are doing, a little bit about growth marketing, some strategies, and we recently organized Ecom 360, which was a big conference specialized in e-commerce. So you can also check maybe some videos from there, the speakers and conversations. So we have a lot of material, and it's up to you how much you are willing to learn, to check, and yeah, it's on you. So if you don't have any more questions, I see that people are getting maybe more peaceful. There are no more questions, so I will say thank you for joining, and feel free to reach out to HR team, and see you online.